Good morning, Year 6. Welcome to today's arithmetic. It is Tuesday, the 9th of February. Now, to make the most of this video, I recommend that you have already had a go at the questions independently on your own in your book, and that you are using this video to mark your work and review the strategies and methods you've been using, as well as to review your learning. So if you spot a calculation error that you've made, do take the time to go back and correct it and think about how you're going to do it differently the next time you have one of these questions. And that's just what we will be doing in the classroom together. So you can use this video in very much the same way that you're used to using our class input in school. Okay, let's have a look at question number 1 then. We've got 426,357 subtract 302,164. So I've set up my column method here, my column method for subtraction, and I'm ready to begin over in the ones. 7 subtract 4 is 3. 5 subtract 6, I need to exchange to be able to complete that calculation. 15 subtract 6 is 9. 2 subtract 1 is 1. 6 subtract 2 is 4. 2 subtract 0 is 2. 4 subtract 3 is 1. So hopefully you're in agreement, Year 6, and you'll be giving your work a little tick now. Don't worry if you're not. Don't worry if you've spotted something you need to correct. Just pause the video and do that now, please. Okay, question number 2 then. Oh, I've copied down the wrong number. I was just looking at that thinking, where's that come from? I've copied down the number from question 3. Let's just correct that before we continue. We'll have been big old people, won't we, Year 6? Okay, so question number 2 then is 957 divided by 11. Okay, and hopefully we'll be thinking, oh, I know my 11 times tables. This shouldn't be too tricky. So 11 into 9 doesn't go, so I'm going to exchange the 9 to create 95 here. So 11 into 95. Well, I know 8 times 11 is 88. And I know 9 lots of 11 is 99. Therefore, the closest that I can get to this is 88, or 8 times. Now I need to work out my remainder. So I'm going to count on from 88 to 95. And hopefully you're in agreement, Year 6, that the remainder will be 7. So now I'm thinking 11 into 77. Well, luckily I know 11 times 7 is 77, so that goes exactly 7 times. So my answer is 87. If you've got that one, Year 6, give it a neat little tick. If you need to review your learning, please pause the video now. Okay, let's have a look at question number 3 then. 3,553 multiplied by 41. So I've set up my column method here for us. And we're going to start in the ones column. We've got to multiply all of the digits by 1. So 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 5 is 5. And 1 times 3 is 3. Now I've multiplied by everything by the 1 digit. I'm now coming over into the tens column, so I've got to remember to put my place value holder there. And we're going to multiply all of the digits by 4 now. So we have 4 times 3, which is, that's right, 12. 4 times 5, which is, excellent, 20. Add the one you've carried, 21. 5 times 4, again, is 20. This time we're adding the 2 that we've carried. So our answer is 22. And 3 times 4 is 12. Add the 2 we've carried is 14. Then my next step, as you know, year 6, you're very familiar with this method now. We need to add together the two amounts to find the total. 3 and 0 is 3. 5 and 2 is 7. 5 and 1 is 6. 3 and 2 is 5. 4, 0 and 1 is 1. 145,673. Okay, if you're confident that you've got that one correct, give it a little tick. If you know that you've made a mistake somewhere and you need to go back and review your method and your calculations, please do that now. Okay, this brings us on to question number 4, I believe. That's right, number 4. 1/7 multiplied by 1/3. Now, because I am multiplying or timesing, the denominators can stay the same. If I was adding or if I was subtracting, I would need to change the denominator. But because I'm multiplying, the denominator stays the same. So I'm going to start by multiplying my numerators. 1 times 1 is 1. 7 times 3 is 21. So we've got 1/21. Okay, if you've got that one, year 6, give it a little tick. If you know you need to review your method or your strategy, please do that now. Okay, question number 5 then. What 4 times 8 subtract 3? So this is a mixed operation. There's more than one operation to do. So I'm sure you've remembered this morning, year 6, that we use BODMAS to help us. Okay, so we have no brackets in this calculation and no other, such as squared or cube numbers. We have no division to complete, but we do have some multiplication. So I'm going to start by doing 4 times 8, which is, that's right everybody, 32. So I've done the multiplication part. Now I'd be looking to see if there's any addition. There's no addition. Subtraction next. Yes, there is some subtraction to do. 32 subtract 3 is 29. Hopefully then we're going to have lots of ticks in our books now, year 6, because that is a method we are very familiar with. Okay, so that concludes the arithmetic section of this morning's video. We're now going to have a look at the flashback. Okay, so question number 1 then. The angles in a triangle add up to which total? So the angles in a triangle total how much, year 6? Or how many degrees? Well remembered, it's 180 degrees. Hopefully then you've remembered that and you can give it a neat little tick. We'll just have a quick reminder, 90 degrees is our right angle. 180 degrees, you can also have 180 degrees in a straight line. We reviewed that yesterday, didn't we? And 360 degrees would be a full turn. Okay, estimate then the size of the angle. So on to question 2 now. Okay, well let's think about what I know. I know that 90 degrees would be approximately here. So I know it's larger than 90 degrees. I know 180 degrees is a straight line. So I can see that it's smaller than 180 degrees. So it's got to be between 90 degrees, larger than 90, but less than 180. Okay, so I've worked that bit out. Let's have a little look then. I'm going to be thinking, right, we've got 90 100, 110, 120, 130, 150, 60, 70, 80. I would say that it approximately is around 150 degrees. So if you're 10 degrees less or 10 degrees greater, so if you've put 140 degrees, so if you've put anything between 140 and 160, you can have the mark today. I'm feeling generous. If you did 162, unfortunately you wouldn't get the mark because it's greater than 160. If you put 138, for example, you wouldn't get the mark. And you'd also need to be remembering that you have your degrees symbol. Okay then, we're on to our ratio question. Question number 3. Write down the ratio of carrots to apples. Okay, so we want carrots to apples. So let's see how many carrots we've got all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 5, 10, 15 carrots to 2, 4, 6 apples. Now, Year 6, can we simplify this question at this ratio? Well, let's have a look at one part of the repeating pattern. I can see in one part there are 5 carrots and 2 apples. So I have simplified that ratio. If you've got 5 to 2, so for every 5 carrots there are 2 apples, and you've presented it using the correct ratio method and strategy, then you can give it a tick. Okay, question number 4 then. Write 13/20 as a percentage. Okay, now this sounds trickier than it actually is. I know that percent or percentage means out of 100. And when I look at my fraction, at the moment, I've got 13 out of 20. So to make this a percentage, it needs to be out of 100. So what do I multiply 20 by to make 100? You're right, Year 6, I multiply by 5. Whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do the same to the numerator. So 13 times 5 is, well, we're lucky that we know our 5 times table. 12 times 5 is 60. So therefore, 13 times 5 would be 65. Now, my fraction is now out of 100. And I know percentage is out of 100. So I now know that it is the same as 65%. 65, that percentage sign means out of 100, so 65 out of 100. Hopefully then, Year 6, you're feeling confident or more confident with that method now, that strategy. And that concludes today's arithmetic and flashback. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed those questions this morning and they've got you thinking. Have a lovely day, Year 6.